Hi guys, welcome back to the garden. Another beautiful day. We are overcast. All right, I'm gonna pull the camera up so you can see we had some rain this morning. And we're expecting a few more showers perhaps later on today. We'll be dry tomorrow. And then I think we will have the day after, we'll have some serious downpours. This is my first Sunday morning walk about. Just walking around the garden, looking at things that are working, that have worked, things that have not, right? Things that need to be fixed. Lots of birds around in the garden today. Okay. Here is our dapple willow. It started dappling beautifully. And guess what? A lot of birds have been coming in and out of my dapple willow. And do you know what they did? Let me show you. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Do you see that nest in there? They have made a nest in the dapple willow. They are nesting in every tree in the garden. I kid you not. All of the evergreens and the spirals that we have at the front. I actually have an active nest there, and there are two babies. Oh my goodness. So I went out to prune the spirals earlier this season, and I decided to check their nest and realize, hey, there was an active nest. I had 4 eggs. So decided not to prune on the spirals, right? Because every time I got close, the bird would fly away. So she wasn't able to tend to her eggs as she would have wanted to. So I've actually stopped using the front door to give her time to just relax and do her thing. When I checked back on the nest about a week later, there were only 2 eggs. And I was like, oh no, only 2? But then guess what, guys? I went out this morning just to take a stretch and to look at the garden from that front door view. And I saw movement in the nest. Yes, guess what? The babies are there. They're 2 beautiful little babies. And I was so happy to see them. I'm going to try to put up a little video of it right here. You may not be able to see it well. I tried to get a picture with the camera. But those are 2 babies. There are 2 babies there. So I'm hoping that they are going to grow beautifully and be birds flying around in the garden here soon, right? Yeah, awesome things. All right, I'm slowly moving around the rose walk. We're looking at a few of our plants that came back. All of the roses actually on the walk came back beautifully from the winter. The only thing that's troubling my rose walk are the bunnies. Lots and lots and lots of bunnies troubling my rose walk. Oh, I keep saying rose walk. This is actually the rose island. Okay, but let's take a look at the plants that are here. I know we just did our April update, but let's just spend some time together this morning, right? Let's look at some things that are working and some things that are not working. All right, so the Shasta daisies are the first thing that are working on the walk. They have gotten so big and so huge. Okay, look at them. They're 2 here, and there's another 2 clumps at the bottom that I'll show you. The roses are healthier, and I must admit that this is the healthiest that I've had my roses in terms of the foliage this early in the season. And that is because I stuck to the regiment of spraying my roses with that dormant oil spray. I made sure to get my spray in before they leafed out, and it really, really, really has made a dramatic difference. Yeah. This is the Sophie's rose. She is going to be opening her flowers here for us soon. Can you see? Absolutely beautiful. And then there at the back, that is the new Sophie that we planted yesterday. the replacements that came in, I actually popped her in the ground last evening. Okay. All right, and this little gentleman right here, this is Hyde Hall, right? The one at the front is doing really good. The two at the back are struggling a bit. They struggled last season, but they were still alive and they came back this season. So I'm hoping that they're going to find their footing or rooting and to start pushing out some growth for us this year. That would be nice to see. Okay. Now I do notice that in the garden this year that I'm having a serious issue with chlorosis on all of my plants, my hydrangeas and my roses. So I need to somehow, I need to get iron to all of these plants, right? To see, so that we can have healthier foliage and healthier leaves. And I'm assuming with the iron, it should help with healthier blooms, right? What do you think? As it is a nutrient that they need. Let me show you this right here. I'm going to walk around. Do you remember when I was fertilizing on this bed and I showed you these little clumps of very tiny growth, and I was wondering if it was the Shasta daisy? Guess what? It is a Shasta daisy. She needs iron too. Can you see it? Can you see it? Boy, I have a serious iron deficiency this year, but it's good to know. So all of the Shastas that we divided, they are coming back. I was a little worried, to be quite honest with you, because I divided them late summer last year, and normally you're supposed to wait until the fall. But I was quite angsty and just decided to go for it. So it's good to see that they have returned. Look at these leaves again. Can you see it? In every bed, all of my roses. Everybody needs a little bit of iron. I wonder if there is a fertilizer that has, for the roses, that has a really good levels of iron that I could use. I don't know. All right, let's look at this bed right here. This is the bed of Bosco Bell roses in the front, and there is an Emily Bronte in the back. This Emily Bronte is the one that we transplanted in the middle of summer last season, and so she did survive the transplant. The only thing is, I'm concerned about how Emily looks here. I'm not liking her growth. Too many canes. She is sending up just bushels and bushels and bushels of canes. I don't know if bushels is the right word. Just a whole lot of canes. And I don't know if I don't think that's a good thing. So not that anything is wrong with her, but I'm thinking that something's not quite right. When I did that video, I do remember that Jay saw it, and he referred to the number of canes that she had. He referred to it as blind canes, right? Let me come in a bit closer so that you can see. He said lots of blind canes, and so I did some research on that. Canes, and that's when the rose sends up a lot of canes and they don't bloom on them, right? So I'm thinking, I'm probably going to take this Emily out, put her in a container and grow her on individually for a while, just to see what she does. What do you think? Yeah, a second move won't hurt her. Plus it's early in the spring, so she'll be fine. So yeah, something that I'll have to do, right? My son just interrupted me knocking on the door. Or crepe myrtles are coming up really well this year, and they're coming up so quickly. To be honest with you, this winter we had long periods of snow on the ground. So the snow, let's say if we had a snowfall today, and then that snow actually stayed on the ground for another 2.5 or so weeks. So this ground really stayed frozen, really stayed cold. And I thought that would have meant that my plants would have suffered. But to be quite honest with you, I mean, it doesn't look like they were the least bit bothered by it. I would like to add some more of the crepe myrtles to the garden because I'm always in love with the dark foliage and the red blooms, right? So something I have to look out for. This is young Lycidas that we planted yesterday as well. I'm looking at young Lycidas, I'm looking at the canes, and I know you can't, well, I don't think you can tell a rose by the canes, but I'm kind of concerned immediately that it's probably not going to be young Lycidas. I think it's going to be the same rose that David Austin sent me the last time, thinking that it was young Lycidas. But we'll see. I'm preparing myself to be a little bit disappointed if it's not the right bloom. Back there at the end, this is an Eden rose. Let me take you in. This is Red Eden. Red Eden was eaten by the bunnies. Something bigger is eating my roses this year. Right? It's either that I have a really, really strong big bunny, and I do have some really big bunnies, but I have something in the garden that is stronger than a bunny and consuming way more than the bunnies normally do, right? Look how they've kept Septidials. They've kept her nicely pruned at the base. Okay? The work of the bunnies. And again, more proof that I need iron in my garden. More chlorosis. This is the Let's Dance Rhythmic Blue Hydrangea. Already has buds. Getting ready. That's always nice to see. Okay. And look at this. Do you ever have a moment when you realize that, okay, I may have planted this plant in the wrong place, right? All right, this is my moment. This is one of my many moments, right? But this rose right here is Tees in Georgia. And Tees in Georgia was planted in the center of the Black Diamond Crepe Myrtles. 1, 2, 2 at the back and 2 at either side. Now, looking at Tees in Georgia, it was my intent to take her out of the ground this year and put her in a container, but I did not do that because I saw her coming up and she seemed so happy and comfortable in the space that I said to myself, hey, why disturb this absolutely beautiful rose if she's liking it here? Let her like it here. It's very rare that I get a rose that likes it where I put them. So the oh no moment comes in when I realize that she is just going to be way too big to be planted surrounded by the crepe myrtles, because she's just a baby now, planted bare root last season, so this is her first spring. Oh, look at that. Oh, I have to tie this cane in right here. So she has, her canes are going, there's one that I pulled over to this side using just that stake to hold it. I'm going to have to find something, another stake to hold her in on that side, because for some strange reason all of her growth was going, follow my hands, it was going this way. I was like, why are you leaning over there? Right? So I pulled this one over to the right, and I realize now why she's doing that. I didn't orientate my rose the correct way. I didn't position her the right way when I was planting her. This rose actually has a true back. Look, right here. This seems to be her true back. All of her growth is coming out on the opposite side where I say that she's leaning to. So when I had planted her in the ground, she should have been planted more sideways so that her back would have been to the center back, and then all of this growth that she has going to the side would have actually been coming out to the front, and so she would have been more balanced in the bed. I'll wait for the room, hoping that she'll correct my mistake for me and send out some new growth. Look right there, do you see that new shoot? I'm hoping that she sends out new growth this way, so that she will be this way, so that she'll be a bit more balanced. Yeah, but again, the foliage is looking good. All right, that's good. And it was so easy. Dormant oil spray before your roses leaf out. All right. All right. And it's a beautiful day. Really calm, really beautiful. Really calm and really beautiful. I'll show you one last mistake that I made. One. Okay? And that is with Florentina. An absolutely beautiful red climbing rose. Now, I had tied her in to the fence. And guess what the little lady did? Somehow she got undone and she went straight through. So now I have half of her on the inside and she has pushed her cane to the outside, on the outside of the fence. And she's grown beautifully there, right? But I can't pull her back in because her side shoots are now so long and so beautiful that if I pull her in, I'm going to be breaking her shoots. And you know I'm not going to do that. No, no, no. Let me take you around so that you can see her hair real quick. I know the Serendipity Allium growing beautifully, but look at Florentina. Planted from a 2-quart container last year. Do you see that new growth coming up? Gorgeous, right? Absolutely gorgeous. And just look at her. And then she took herself right outside. You see? She's on the outside of the fence. Like, oh, okay. All right. I don't know. I'll wait until she flowers, right? And then I'll see if there's a way for me to pull her back in. If not, that cane is just going to have to be supported on the outside. And then I'll try to use one of these canes as they grow to tie her in. But all right, let me work my way out of this bed. I love gardening. I think it's the most rewarding thing that I have ever done. It's extremely relaxing. It is therapeutic. It's comforting. It's filled with a lot of learning curves for me. I've had to overcome a lot of my fears. A whole lot. Still working on them, right? But like I said, for the effort that you put in, the rewards are really the rewards are really out of this world, and I celebrate every little reward. I'm always concerned about the things that are going wrong, okay? Always concerned, but then I do enjoy those moments when the little things go right. So even if it is just a bloom or a bud, or the fact that a plant came back after the winter, I celebrate those moments. Because I know when it goes the opposite way, when something does not bloom, or when something does not come back, then it does leave me a little disheartened, yeah? But yeah, Universe Allium. Oh, loving on the Universe Allium. I'm going to plant them everywhere next year. Life is beautiful, guys. It's filled with ups and downs and challenges. It's filled with bright moments and not so bright moments. But what we need to do, disregardless of the moment that we are given, is to always strive to be the best that we can be, leaving a little beauty behind us, trying to ensure that we leave it a little better than we got it, right? Embracing nature and the true essence of who we are, right? Our true selves. And then finding that medium to express that true self or true selves. Yeah. Another dapple willow. So yeah, just a little walk in the garden. The drizzle, it's starting to drizzle again, so the rain's going to start. I'm going to head on in, and it was really great sharing my Sunday morning with you. Right? I know maybe showing you things that you've seen before, but I really just enjoy the garden and enjoy that I'm able to share it with you. All right, beautiful people. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your Sunday, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.